Alright, Bulldogs, so I got a comment on one of my videos and I thought it was pretty cool because it highlights the Stoic mindset. The comment is from Ben Balak and he said, abstract yourself from everything external. Let go. All ill thoughts come from misinterpretation of reality. That's interesting. All ill thoughts come from a misinterpretation of reality. In fact, that is the big thing that drew me to reading this comment and talking about this. You're misinterpreting reality. That's why your butt hurt. Anytime that you're upset, anytime you have these ill thoughts, it's because you are thinking that there's some kind of maliciousness about the world and reality and you're not accepting it. Okay? All of those ill thoughts that you have, they do come from a misinterpretation of reality. The world is not against you. In fact, you can view other people the same way because they're part of the world and they're part of reality. If someone is mean to you or they treat you poorly or they do the wrong thing to you, you can treat that objectively. You can say, this is not bad. This is not good. This is what has happened and I can choose how I want to deal with it. It doesn't mean that you're never going to feel pain or have emotions, right? A lot of people confuse Stoic philosophy with not having emotions, being indifferent to pain or pleasure. It means that when we say indifferent to pain or pleasure, what I mean and what it really means is that regardless of the feeling of pain or pleasure, which you do feel, you continue to make the same action. That pain and pleasure do not influence your actions. You have in your mind what you want to do, who you want to become, what actions you want to take, and you do not get swayed by pain, fear, any of those emotions. Instead, you keep on going forward towards your goal, right? So I like that idea. I like the idea of abstracting yourself from everything external. Let's continue on. He says, this is life. Accept it the way it is, or you will suffer. Again, another really good salient point here for Stoic philosophy. This is life. Accept it the way it is, or you will suffer. If you do not have acceptance in life, if you're not willing to accept what is happening, what reality is, how this girl has treated you, okay, what you look like, what your money, financial situation is, whatever it is, if you cannot accept reality, okay, then you are going to suffer. But as soon as you accept reality, as soon as you accept that this is what happened, I'll give you a good example. When I was trying to record videos this morning, my fucking computer crashed, okay? I lost a video that I had spent like 20 minutes recording, okay? I lost it, okay? And it kept on crashing when I was rebooting. And I just had to accept reality. I just had to say, look, I have this schedule planned. It's being thrown off. It's fine. I'm going to have to figure out what the problem is. I troubleshoot the problem. I got back on track. I'm recording these videos again. Otherwise, I would have suffered. I didn't suffer at all, even though it was, even though I didn't like it. But then I accepted it and then I moved on. You got to accept things and move on. All right? Other people's perception of you is their problem. Your perception of yourself is your problem. Again, really good wisdom here from Ben Balak. Thank you for this wisdom here. Other people's perception of you is their problem. Your perception of yourself is your problem. If you think that I'm a fucking asshole and you don't like me, I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter to me. That's your problem, okay? But my perception of myself, that is my problem. What I honestly, deep inside myself, think of myself, that is critical. That matters. So many people, they're living lives backwards, right? So many of you, what you're doing is you're caring about what other people think of you and what their perception of you is, and you don't give a shit about how you think of yourself. You need to stop giving a fucking flying fuck about what other people think about you, and you need to care a lot more about how you go to sleep at night. What do you think about yourself? What do you honestly think about yourself? Not the image that you're trying to portray. Do you really think that you busted ass, that you worked hard enough, that you're maximizing your potential, that you're living your life full of excellence, the best that you can be? Okay? Or are you just putting on the show? The whole world can give you praise and think you're fucking awesome. But if you know that you're a fraud, if you know that you haven't done what you need to do with your life, if you're not pleased with yourself, it doesn't fucking matter. Okay? So many of you, you've got it backwards. You need to switch that shit. If they don't like you, it's because you don't meet their standards. Understand that you are alone always. Even when there are people around you, there is no one else but you inside your head unless you let other people be inside your head. then you can physically be alone but feel like you're not. There's no one else but you inside your head. That's why you're alone, right? That was a good way to phrase it, is because there's no one else inside your head. You are the one inside your head. No one else can be there with you. As much as you want them to, as much as you feel a close connection with people at times, misinterpretations happen. They still are not you. They still are not inside your head. You're still alone. You need to be okay and comfortable with being yourself, with being alone with yourself, because ultimately that's everything else is an illusion. There's no one that can be there with you. And it's unfortunate, and to some degree you could say it's sad, but it's truth. It's reality. And the sooner that you understand that, the better it is. He said then you can physically be alone but feel like you're not. So critical. Once you're comfortable with yourself and you realize that you're always alone, even when you're around other people, you stop being desperate for other people. Then you can be alone in silence by yourself and realize it's no different. There's no difference, and you can be at true peace. Once you find this, you will find these moments of true peace in life that few people do. Let go of your ego. We think it is a shield, but in fact it's a barrier. So again, some sage advice. Let go of your ego, right? It's not a shield. You're not protecting yourself. Be vulnerable. I did a video on being vulnerable, okay? And how vulnerable you can actually show strength. Check that video out if you get a chance. Click the subscribe button down below. By the way, become a bulldog. Join the fucking bulldog mindset so you don't miss any of these videos. Nobody cares about you. In a survival situation, no matter how close you are with someone, they will betray you. Everybody only cares about themselves. Nobody cares from the movie A Bronx Tale. Again, this is not a jaded viewpoint, okay? You can love people, you can be committed to people, you can expect a certain amount of loyalty from people. You shouldn't expect anything from people, but people will be loyal. They will treat you well. There is such a thing as love and caring about people. And at the very root of it, nobody cares about you, okay? Again, I'm not saying this to be mean, okay? I care about you, but ultimately in a survival situation, if it's me or you, it's going to be fucking me. Do you understand? Like, all of us are going to make that choice because that's how we're wired, because it doesn't make any sense, right? Again, do people make sacrifices? Yes, they do, okay? But I'm saying in general, this is how you need to live your life and understand. You need to have this reality that nobody cares about you, okay? No one gives a fuck. You need to understand that and internalize that and stop looking for people. Stop looking for pity, the worst possible fucking emotion that you can get from anyone. But stop believing that people care. They care about how you're making them feel. They care about what your particular situation is going to do to them, or how they're going to look, how they respond to you. They care about that a lot more than you. You have to assume that nobody cares about you. You have to understand, when it comes down to a survival situation, most people, you should count on, no matter how close someone is, that they're going to betray you. Okay? That they only do care about themselves, because you would do the same fucking thing. You think you wouldn't, but when you get down to that situation, and again, it's not a jaded viewpoint, it's not a nasty viewpoint, it's just the truth, it's just the fundamental reality, and it's the one that you should accept. It doesn't, again, and I'll say all of this to wrap this up here, is to not say that you should never trust anyone, that you should be guarded, that you should never let anyone in, that you should never, get close to anyone because they're going to betray you and you can't trust them and all this bullshit. It's not to say any of that at all. You should do all those things, but in the back of your head, you should know you're always alone. You should know it doesn't matter what they think about you, it matters what you think about yourself. You should know that the ego doesn't matter, okay? You should know that this person will probably betray you someday, but that's okay, okay? You should know all those things and be willing to accept that and accept reality, because that's how people are and that's how reality is. And you can live your life being guarded and not trusting anyone and not getting close to anyone and live a miserable life, or you can live a life of true acceptance, saying people are fucked up, I'm fucked up, you're fucked up, we're fucked up, okay? We're not perfect. We have egos. We try to do things that benefit ourselves, okay? We judge people. We do these bad things that we would consider bad things, but it's not malicious. We're trying to be the best people we are. Everyone is. Everyone is trying to do the best that they can with what they have. There's a really good book on this called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, okay? But at the end of the day, you're going to realize and you're going to understand and accept that this is just how reality is, and you can still live your life, you can still love, you can still be free, but you have a certain part of you that understands, that's not shocked by how people react and how they act and how the world works. You understand it and you accept it and you're fine with it. And you know that ultimately you've got to be comfortable with yourself because you're alone. You're alone in there. All right? So a few disconnected thoughts. Hopefully it's all kind of, giving you this mindset. What I call, again, the Bulldog mindset. This is a Stoic mindset. This is a Stoic philosophy. If you haven't already, I got a couple of things for you. One, make sure you click the subscribe button so that you get all the videos. Click the bell so you get notifications. And second, I've got something for you. If you want to know if you're a Bulldog, I've put together this quiz. I've talked about this in a couple of videos maybe, but go check it out. The link is in the description below. It's the Are You a Bulldog quiz to find out, do you have the Bulldog mindset? Do you have the victim mindset or the Bulldog mindset, right? Do you have this kind of Stoic mindset of some of these things that we talked about? There's some fun questions in there as well, just to keep you entertained, but answer it seriously and you'll find out. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.